up my lungs. And if my mind worked backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember, I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember.
Hey everybody, so let's go to the regular cast. Here we are. So hello everyone who is watching, and if you are watching, thanks for it. If you are not, well then then you missed the announcement, but I'm going to be broadcasting for at least an hour or two. So, you know, if you are watching this after the broadcast, remember, if you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button at the bottom, hit the bell, then you know when we go live. I am doing this not on a Sunday, which is something I want to talk about also, the live Sunday feeds. I also want to talk a little bit more about something I didn't touch in the last video when I went live last time. And also, if you are not already, or if you are part of the group, but you want to help us out, here's the ways that you can help us out. Number one, you can do a donation. Just hit the Streamlabs link in the description box, and what it'll do is take you to Streamlabs where you can make a donation if you want to make a donation. Hey, Mike, thanks for signing on, buddy. You can also go to, we will soon have our Patreon set up. I used to have a Patreon account for a different video cast, but I'm going to be moving it over to here because I think this would be better for Patreon. Let's face it. So one thing I want to talk about, I didn't talk about in my last video, and I don't know if anybody actually invests in these little things. This is known as a temperature gauge and humidifier gauge. This tells you the percentage of humidity is in a room. Now, with summer coming along and with spring and everything else, sometimes we don't keep an eye on everything. You know, it happens. This humidity gauge is a great way to measure how much humidity that you have in your room. Right now it's showing I'm at 30% humidity, temperature is 20 degrees. Reason that is important, when you're messing with PLA or other types of plastics, depending on the type of plastics you're using, it can cause what's known as rot. I've have it already in my white PLA that I got from filaments.ca. It's starting to be very brittle, and I think that's because wire's gotten into the filament. This is something that we all deal with. I mean, it's not going to be, you know, like say, hey, you know, it's nothing. No, it is something to worry about, because even though filament will suck the humidity, will suck water out of the air, also, there's some people that live in humid areas. Like, even if you live in stuff like your friend Walter from Country 3D, he lives in Florida. Florida can be very humid and can cause a lot of filament damage. I mean, I've seen filament like go bad after a month of just being out in the open to a week of it being out in the open. I think that's what's happened to my filament, is I think it's gone bad and it's gone brittle, so I'm going to have to cook it. And I'll talk a little bit more about cooking. Fernando, thanks for signing on, man. Great to see you in the chat. So if, like I'm saying, if you haven't subscribed, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe, hit the bell, know when I'm live. Sorry, I like to put this out to everybody because a lot of people don't realize that unless you hit that bell icon, which is kind of like drilled in my head from all the other videocasters out there saying it, because you want to know when we go live, that's the best way to know it. Okay, so you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say it can be humid in Florida big time, especially during the summer. So something to keep in mind. I mean, when you have a gauge like this, you have an idea of how much humidity. Now, what I'm building is a actual dry box, but it's not like the dry box you see with everyone else that prints in, say, all the different types of plastics like nylon. For say, I'm looking at a way to store my filament and keep it fresh and dry to suck the moisture out of the air every time I open up the case. Hey, 3D Printing Kid, thanks for signing on again. Definitely glad to see you back on. And then if you guys are looking for a great Maker Coin experience, if you guys are trying to design a Maker Coin or think of one, check out 3D Print Kid's video. It's actually really well done. And I keep on saying this because you did a fabulous job. So don't knock it, man. Enjoy it while you can. Because we all run into videos that we love, that we don't think are great, but others find amazing. So it's just the way it is. But getting on topic, it just went up again to 31% humidity. Yeah. These things I find are handy because it tells me how much humidity is in the air. It gives me an idea of if I need to adjust my thermostat control, which is in the other room, which is hooked to the humidifier, to everything, so I can actually suck out humidity and bring in fresh air. So it's all that type of stuff. What? TH3D streaming? Oh, I did not know that. Ah, shoot. It's not showing up on my stream that he's streaming. Let's have a look. No, TH3D is not showing as streaming. Are you saying he's streaming as his own self? You hang in your closet to suck out moisture out of the closets. You mean mothballs? Because that's the only thing that comes to my mind is mothballs. I'm going to be using, just to give you an idea, I'm going to be ordering a couple of bags of silicon from Amazon. Now, this is the silicon that you actually get in a big pail. It comes in a container. It's about $17 Canadian. I think it's like $12 American. And what you do is you just take it and you just pour it. It's not packets or anything like that. It's just a pure silicon gel capsules. And what it does is every time you open up and close your case, I'm hoping it pulls all the moisture out, pulls the moisture away from the filament, and stores it right to the silicon. That's the main idea of this dry box I'm building. This is just to store all my filament. Oh, okay. I've never heard of those. See, I don't live in Florida, so that's kind of interesting, though. So I've never heard of that. I would be interested to see that, actually, because that may be another way of building this box. The idea of the dry box is just to keep everything dry. And I'm going to put the sensor, I'm going to cut an area in the plastic, and I'm going to stick that in and then silicone it directly into the plastic. Like I said, that's why I got my new Dremel. I got a lot of tools to do this, so it's going to be a long video, that one. It's going to take me a little while to do it. It's going to be like one Saturday or one Sunday. I'm just going to sit outside, get my drill press out, get all my tools, get my saw out, and just go and have some fun. And hopefully not lose any digits. Yes, I'm drinking Mountain Dew. Yeah, I know. Not the greatest, but hey, what can we do? So, has anybody here following, like I know 3D Kid, I know you do, I know Mike does, I know Keith does not. I'm not sure about Fernando. Do you follow Country 3D by any chance? Well, I'll wait for a reply. Anybody was able to turn in now? Would you guys prefer me to do a Saturday stream or the Sunday stream like I've been doing for the last couple of days, or for the last 2 days, I should say? Or would you prefer me to do like an everyday stream? I mean, the everyday stream will be a little tricky for me to do because there is a lot of stuff I do watch. But what do you think? An everyday stream, or would we want just a, diaphragm? Okay, I'm going to definitely look that up, man. And see what I can find, and see how much it's going to cost, and see if it's if I can get that stuff in. Because if I can get that in, I'd rather try that and see how that does on this dry box. But as I was saying, would you guys prefer me to do like an everyday video, or would you prefer like once a week, like on a Sunday, like last Sunday we had, which was amazing feed. I must admit, all you guys were having fun. Hopefully my depressing story about my life did not depress anyone, but it had to get out there, in case people were curious, because like I said, I just started this channel and decided, hey, maybe I should open myself up a little bit more and be transparent, because if I'm going to be doing this, I want to be transparent with you guys and say, I've done this. Did it work for me? Yes or no? And, if I don't do a video, then you guys have an understanding what was doing. Maybe like Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. Monday, Wednesday, Sundays. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Sorry, I had to do that. Scattered throughout the week. Oh my God. I don't know if I can do a Wednesday. I'll try Wednesday. Mondays are tricky because Mondays, I think there's like 3 shows I watch on Monday. So my PVR is going to be working hard. And plus, I do have baseball games I sometimes get tickets for. So, don't know. Wednesdays, usually I have nothing happening on Wednesdays. I know Thursdays is main TV watching day. That's when a couple shows I watch, like Big Bang, Young Sheldon, whatever on my box, and then I usually watch SWAT. So those are busy days. Thursday is. Fridays, I don't do much on Fridays, but I don't know. I know this week I'll probably be spending some time. Oh, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Tuesdays, Thursdays. Thursdays would be hard, like I said. Yeah, and that's why I'm thinking of just doing the Sunday only. That gives me time to actually do the videos that I've been meaning to do. Like, stop your fire hazard from happening, and do the CR10 upgrade using the unified code from TH3D and installing those 2 pieces of equipment I have for it. Another video was to do a full coverage of the CR10 before I do all the upgrades. Then do another video on the Tronix XY-X1, which I actually own, and I actually think is probably one of the nicest printers I have bought that's in the small market field. Sure, it can only print on PLA, but that printer is going bye-bye soon, and it's going to be remastered into something else. I'm looking at maybe picking a duet board or some type of board, rewrite the software on it. I was also thinking I could just do it on a Marlin board and put in all the, put the drivers in what I need, and turn that into a turn that into a 3D printer that could be bigger and better. We ready to stream 3D? Let me know. I will also post it on my feed, and you know what I could do? It's just a thought. I could take your feed, throw it over on my host it. Oh, yeah, you can only do that on Twitch. But I could watch your feed, pop it into my viewer, and have a code that pops it out onto your feed. Oh, there might be some way to do that. I'll figure out something. You know, anything to help you build your clientele, I would be more than happy enough to help you with. So, like, if you wanted to do like an interview or whatever, that type of things, that I'm open up to too. Yeah, I gotta get Walter on here one of these days and get him on with us and just chat around. But I think Walter is doing some other stuff, and I know he's in a crunch situation where he's trying to find more work. I get that. I've been there. I'm lucky enough. I got EI, but which is unemployment insurance. But mine's running out soon, and he is here. The man himself, Walter. Country 3D. Yeah, I talk about you. I must have said your name one too many times, and poof, you appear. You know, it's like saying Beetlejuice 3 times. I said his name 3 times, he appears. I mean, all the best, dude, honestly. Yeah, no, we were just talking about, you know, just ideas, you know, shooting what I should do, you know, because I'm trying to hit some streams. It's family night. Wait a minute, it's family night and you're not with your family? Something's wrong there. So, did you say, I might fart. Yeah. Yeah, you know. Yeah, and I'm more than happy enough to help you with that 3D kit. If you need help even getting like Streamlabs set up, just message me, Canadian Maker Project at gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy enough to help you get your Discord set up, help you get your Discord channel set. I'm going to be setting up a Discord channel soon. I'm going to give Walter access to it, because then that way we can just make it the country club Discord. That way, if anybody wants to jump in on Discord and is online, then they can hear me. I can hear them. I can punch them in through here, and we can all have a conversation at the same time. That way, if you need to get in touch with Country 3D, and it's just PC Kid Country 3D, then they can use that to set up the channel. They pop in, you've dragged them into your channel, and then they can hear you. And then you can do your show over that way. So, I'm going to be working on the Discord. Country 3D, did you want me to set up your Discord network, or are you comfortable with that? Or would you rather someone set that up and get that all set up? Just out of curiosity. I hear you. I know Discord. Sorry. OBS, I got rid of. I just went with Streamlabs OBS instead. It's a little bit more... What's the word I'm looking for? Nicer, I guess. Okay. No, I understand. No, I can do the open mic with no problem on my end. I don't mind that. I just gotta watch out for trolls. That's the only problem. You know, it's all the words you can't say on the internet. Hey, buddy, how's it going? NLTMW. Welcome to the chat. Yo, 3D Burn Kit, what are you using for your microphone? Just out of curiosity. Just throw it out there. Oh, we all get squirrely, man. Don't worry. Never let the machines win. Hey, John Mack, how you doing, buddy? So everyone starts showing up. Yay. Yeah, there are words you can't say on the internet. Yep. Just like there's... I used to have a t-shirt from a radio show called Jesse and Gene. 10 words you can't say on the radio. Because they said some words on the radio that they realized, you mean we can't say those words on the radio? Yeah, some of them were just bizarre. I was like, really can't say that on the radio? Wow. Yeah, well, I don't know his real name. I do apologize for that, man. Yeah, this ain't radio. I get that. But you know what? YouTube treats it like radio because of they want to make money. They want to run ads on your show. Yeah, air quotes. Air quotes. So, yeah, it's how they are. I mean, I've looked on I've looked on a couple of websites, and one of the things was they do tell me, I was reading about a couple of ideas that they said that you can't say on YouTube because then YouTube would basically demote the video. Like any swear words, so the letter, starting with the letter S, F, and I believe there was one other letter, I can't remember. But you can't use those words, so any swear words would be considered demonetization. Any music of any sorts, unless it's royalty free, demote. If you get a mark on your thing, at least you can fight it. I fought so many of them back in the day when I used to have another podcast called the Japan Experience. Japan Experience got demoted about, I lost like 5 times. So I fought all 5 demotions and won. So I got my money back. But yeah. Yeah, Twitch is a little bit more forgiving. I'll give them that. But also there's a couple words that they don't like. Something about, you can use the P word. You can use the HE double hockey sticks is questionable, which I don't get whatsoever. There's a couple other ones that I remember reading about, and it's just like, really? You can't use those on YouTube because it could affect your demotion? Demonetized? Yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah, I'm using the 920 also. I'm not a big fan of Snowball, but then again, I'm using this regular microphone here. I will be getting another microphone in the next couple of months, so can't wait to get that microphone. That's a $700 microphone to play with. That's being promoted by my friends over at Electro Voice. The RE320. It's $399.99 right now. I am maybe getting one for testing. I haven't. I've been talking with them. We're still working on it. But yeah, it's yeah. With a lot of mic, you don't have to be up in front of you, but with a Snowball, you can have it far away. You just gotta watch out with. Here's my beef about the Snowball, and I used it with the Yeti as I'm looking at a podcaster's end. Okay, so take this with a grain of salt. I used to have a Yeti. The Yeti used to pick. I used to be in a very nice room, pretty thick walls, in the basement. I had a Yeti on. I could hear the TV down the hall, and that was about a good 5 feet away from me, with the door closed. I could still hear Young and the Restless echoing into the microphone. That's how much I was able to hear that sound. And that bothered me a lot because I'm trying to do a podcast here and it's picking up sounds all the way across the room and a closed door. That bothered me because I know that I can get in a lot of crap with being a podcast and then being able to hear that audio. So I kind of went, yeah, not the mic for me. But then again, I've talked to others that have it, and they have no problem with it. So it matters on the room, the acoustics you're dealing with, and everything else that's involved. It's one half dozen or the other. If you're using a keyboard and mouse, and you're going to mount the microphone right on the desk, you might want to look at an arm like this, which has a shock mount attachment. The microphone I'm using right now is I'm using a Behringer 8500 MX. This is a very cheap microphone. It's about $28, but I'm running it through XLR cable, which is what this is right here. Runs into a mixer, which is running the mixer into an audio box here. That audio box is running USB into my computer. So I only run this because I used to run, like I said, a podcast. And I used to have good audio because there's no video. But to be honest, you don't have to have... You can get away with any microphone, really, in that matter. You just want to have the right one that's going to sound good in your area. The way to test it, there's a couple ways that people do it. Some people will turn on their computer and just leave it in a room for like an hour or so. And they'll walk around the room and they'll start saying certain words. Mary had a little lamb. It's one of them. I've heard people say choo-choo the choo-choo train. Or testing my microphone out with an outro. You know, they just make noise. And what they're doing is they're just seeing how much of an echo that room may have. It's a great way to know if that room is going to be good for recording or not. Then you got to figure out what microphone you want. If you want this microphone to be up on your face like mine is, then a dynamic microphone is the best way. Now, if you want to be away from the microphone, but you want it to pick up an area, the Snowball mic, which is a condenser microphone, might be a better way to go. It depends on the person themselves. Something that you got to know is that if you want the best sound, you got to be on top of your microphone. Like I'm using right now a pop shield because I pop like pops like peas. And I'm pushing my pops so you can actually hear it. Let me just show you what pop. So Peter picked a pair of popping piper peppers. Did you hear that? Those are what we call explosives. They can affect your audio. They can actually bug people a lot too. Yeah, now I'm talking with podcasters here, so I do apologize. This is some audio lessons. I don't mean to get very audio here, but it happens. The trick with audio... Yeah, in that case, the Snowball where you have it works for you because not in your face. I don't mind having a microphone in my face. I'm used to it. I'm used to it from my podcast days. I'm used to it doing video interviews for different radio stations and so on and so forth. I've done it, so I have no problem doing it. But it matters on yourself, it matters on the personality, it matters on what you're doing. There's a lot of factors that come into it. 3D printer kid, but you know, I mean, my setup Costs about approximately about $250 Canadian. So maybe $100 American, maybe more. Yeah, and that's the thing. It matters on each person. Each person has their own way. Like, one of the microphones I'm looking at right now is the lavalier mic. It's a 2-channel microphone that's going to be sitting, that you're going to have clipped onto here. And I'm just going to run the line out through my under my clothing, and I'm going to plug it directly into the into an XLR port that I have on this mixer. Yeah, John Mac, you stream now? A second here. My stream just locked up on me. Why did it go up? Oh, come on. No, I don't think he was live. But he was saying that he is. But John Mark, you are going to be doing you are doing some streaming, or are you just saying you just had some questions about it? Okay. Okay, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm going to be working on my printer probably tomorrow. I'm going to be doing the full looking at the Marlin information, and I'm probably going to put in Marlin the TH3D unified Marlin code into my printer and show you guys how I hooked it up, putting it in the printer. Then I'm also going to be doing another video right after that, going through Marlin again and setting up the easy out and then setting up the ABL and doing a print up for the ABL also. You know what kind of built-in mic is sometimes good. It matters on everything. I mean, honestly, for myself, I am an audio snob. I'll be perfectly honest. I have no problem saying I am an audio snob. I have no problem saying I own vinyl. And yes, I own equipment to play these things back on. It's just me. I just prefer the sound. I prefer the sound of vinyl over CD. But sometimes I prefer CD over vinyl. It depends on what you're listening to. Yeah, if you don't like to speak much, it does make it kind of hard to do video because people expect you to talk as we're doing it. So, like when I was watching last night, Practical Printing. He was talking to everybody on the chat, but also he was actually working on the printer. He was looking at the printer that he was reviewing. I also talked to Tim about that. He thinks that printer may not be suitable. He thinks it might be running Marlin also, and he knows GE Tech is kind of whiffy when they're giving out when they are about giving out the codes. So we'll have to wait and see. But one thing I did notice about G-Tech, and I don't know if this is G-Tech's own code or anything, I do not like their interface. I think their interface kind of looks a little cheap. What I mean by cheap is that it's all touchscreen. I'm not a fan of touchscreen. But yeah, I mean, if it's going to work, great. I want to know more about this printer. I just don't have any, you know. Oh. Did FedEx come out and actually drop off a package? Kentucky 3D, Walter. Yeah, I'm not gonna say. I wasn't gonna say TiVo, but yeah. Yes, they did. Nice, nice, nice. So, is tomorrow morning going to be Tomorrow We Build Printer morning? And hopefully the call this morning was some good news, or I don't know. That's a good question. Sunday. Okay. Because I was going to be doing, I usually do my things on Sunday. I'll probably be doing another live broadcast around 8 p.m. till, midnight again. I think that's a great day to do this type of live broadcasting. And then so far it seems to be looking Sunday was a great day to do it on. Nice. Yeah, I got to talk to the guys over at GearBest. I got to find out if I can, if I will be okay to get another printer from them. I was talking with them beforehand, and they kind of said they're looking for new people. They said they would get back in touch with me. They wanted to send me a resin printer. I said no to resin because it cost me an insane amount of money to get rid of resin. I contacted my disposable. I contacted a couple companies out here. No one's willing to take me on. Dispose of the resin, and it's about $30 for me to dispose of this hazardous material, as they call it. So it cost me $30 a liter. That's ridiculous amount of money to pay to have this stuff disposed of. But if I need to get rid of any contaminants or anything like that, I have to mark them with biohazard, and I have to use special containers and give them, and then pay $30 on top of it to get disposed of. So I'm a little teetoed when I heard that, but contacted them up and said, yeah, don't send me a resin printer because I can't dispose of it. Yeah, somebody was talking about Kentucky. I don't know if you have one of these or not. What these are used is to measure humidity in a room, but they're also used to measure the amount of water vapor that's in the air plus the temperature that's in the room. And I was saying this is something I'm going to be using with my dry box I'm building right now. A way to keep my filament dry during summer, because let's face it, summer out here is wicked. We can have humidity spikes all year round. And this year they're calling it for to be the most warmest summer on record in Ontario. We're talking about high 80s all summer long, with humidexes in the 90s. So I'm like going, ugh. Pool's going to get used a lot, but ugh. And also, we heard also that I also heard that I'm going to have to adjust my thermostat, but I'm not sure if I can get this basement to stay nice and dry this year. So I'm going to have to, that's why I'm building this box. Yeah, I'm staying in my basement. Mostly in the summer, I'm going to be down here a lot. But I got a pool outside, so it's not such a bad thing. So, yay, swim, cold, nice water. But yeah, I gotta wait for. But we're getting a liner replaced in the pool this year, so it's like, oh my good lord. So yeah, just stay in the basement. I wish it was that possible, though. You have to go outside sometime. You do need sunlight. You do need your vitamin D. Or unless you look pasty, or then you look like super pasty white. Oh, so you used to live in the Toronto area. Good Lord. I forgot about that. Sorry about that, Mark. Mac? I mean, I lived in the, you probably know the area that I'm going to talk about. I used to live in Hazeltown, a.k.a. Mississauga, a.k.a. where Hurricane Hazel ruled the roost. So, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know how Toronto's been lately. But I'm now living in the KW section, so that's Kitchener-Waterloo area, Cambridge. And it's nice out here, but it's warmer. I don't understand this, okay? Toronto can be 27 degrees Celsius, and out here will be 34. I'm not kidding you. It's that much of a difference. Sick. But I used to love living in Toronto, though. I mean, Toronto, it was great. 24-hour grocery stores. I love those things. I love to be going out at like 4 o'clock in the morning and just going out if I can't sleep and go out and get some shopping done that I know I need to get done. You know, it was great. You know, pick up some stuff, then come back home and then get ready to go to work. That was beautiful. I love that. But out here, we don't have those 24-hour grocery stores. Sucks. You need to move to Canada, eh? Oh, we would know that where you're from, man. We would be able to tell. Yeah, you got some Canadians out here that know what you are. But yeah, no, out here, yeah, you'd have no problem fitting in. I think we're all accepting out here. Just Newbie talk. Oh boy, Newfoundland, yes, or Prince Edward Island. Aw. No, our heads don't move like South Park, so don't worry. Oh boy. Yeah, well, vaping out here is pretty good. It's pretty open. I mean, right now, I see there's a lot of vape stores out here now, which is crazy. And then there's also there's a new vape machine out there called the Juul, I think, out in the States. Yeah, I heard it's being used mostly for doing cannabis because it has no smell. So you can smoke up. So you can be smoking cannabis, and when you blow it out, they can't tell you were smoking up or not, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, we have a Trans-Canada Highway. A couple of Trans-Canada highways, isn't there? There's like the 7, the 10, the I'm trying to remember all the highways now. Yeah, I've never messed with THC, nor have I messed with cannabis before, but I've done drugs once. I've done smoking up. It just didn't do anything for me. I just felt more hungrier than normal. That's all. Ew. I don't use TomTom. I only use the Android. Because that's what I have. I have an Android phone. All I use is Google Maps. I find it's the best so far. But yeah. Oh, nope. I was wrong. He is live right now. Our friend from TH3D is live right now. He is doing he's working on his AG Aurora A5. So he's doing a live stream of that right now. Just going to refresh my screen here. Nope. He's working with, he's talking about probes with Matt Snow from Inside the Mind of Matt. So if you guys want to watch some Inside the Mind of Matt stuff, you can catch him on TH3D Studios web YouTube account. Okay, let me see if I can. This is bizarre. It's hard to do. Let's go live now.
You're talking about for the like the encoder?
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't printed a replacement knob for those yet. So
I love this thing.
I run all the stock ones. I'm boring.
Yeah.
So the what I was asking,
let me see if
I
we
see
can bring
you
in the
got
video
your
for you
pile
guys.
of filament. I probably have at least 50 or 60 rolls here. What's your favorite brand? Because like I've got my go-to. I print a lot of budget filament. You know, I print a lot of I don't do the fancy stuff. I got some rolls of like, you know, Protopasta and Polyalchemy. I got some fancy stuff for doing cool little projects, but in general, I'm printing parts for people. You know, I'm printing a lot of PETG, a lot of ABS. I use PLA for like my product cases and stuff. And I print a lot of Inland. Inland is like my one brand personally that I can go. One, I got a Micro Center 25 minutes from me, so I can let it drive there and pay $15 a roll per kilogram.
Hang on a second here.
And I know I'm going to put it in my machine. You know, I don't know if I've been really lucky, but I've been printing with Inland for over a year now.
Not working ham.
And I haven't had a single bad roll from them. So it's like, it's $15. I know I'm going to put it in. I can use the same settings, hit print, you know, and then just go. So what's your go-to? What's up, country?
The local electronics place. Yeah, Walter, what's going on, Walter?
And remind me, Jim, you said Jim Carter's from See Me CNC, right?
No, he's just like a social media guru.
Oh, okay. I might have to talk to him. He's asking about the Easy ABL.
Yes.
If he's asking if he changes the firmware, if it's going to print differently. Me personally, I haven't used a stock printer firmware in like over a year. I flashed my printers. Now,
yeah, I'm trying to
I
do the
can
Windows
tell you that there
right
probably
now.
is going to be a difference.
It's bugging me right
and
now.
it's not going to be for the worse. You're going to get more control over it, but you can always roll back. And if you want, before you purchase the hardware, you can flash the firmware now, try it out, and then if you want the stock firmware, Tiny Machines 3D has them on their site. So you can always roll back. But I run the same firmware that everybody else runs from my site if you bought like my product. I drink my own Kool-Aid. I tell people, you know. I literally just, before I started streaming Matt, I just updated my CR10 Mini here to the latest version.
It's not,
you know, I don't think you'll see a difference in terms of it. If anything, it'll be better because you're going to have better regulation on the hot end. It's going to be more safer. I mean, that's what I tell people. I don't care if you buy my stuff. Flash your printer's firmware because they have thermal protection disabled, and if something happens, you're going to start a fire. You know, I've seen too many printers catch on fire. I'm sure, Matt, you've seen, especially in the ANET groups, all the meltdowns. Yeah, you can try. I'd say try it out. I don't think you'll see a negative impact. I have custom firmware on every machine here, and they all print beautifully. But now that we're off that segue, Matt, what's your go-to filament? What's your cheap filament? What's like? Do you want? I'm gonna treat myself to like a nice roll of filament. Like, what's your cheap stuff, and what's your I'm gonna treat myself kind of stuff?
Well, because I have some access to it closer to that. There's like 10 minutes away. There's a place that sells filament. So, and it's the MG Chemicals, and that's what I started with because, like I said, if I can walk into a store and walk out with something, I'm, happy. I'm a creature of instant gratification. So
I've actually never heard of MG Chemicals. I'll have to check them out.
yeah, it's a Canadian-based company, I guess, but it prints. You know, they got PLA, they got PETG. They don't have a lot of colors in the PETG, but as far as PLA, they've got pretty much everything except for carbon fiber.
And what do they usually charge per kilo?
It's like $25 for a roll.
It's not bad. It's a little more than
But it's-
inland.
There you go.
Yeah, it's kind of like Matter Hackers level, you know.
Right. I'll have to check them out. Do they sell online?
MG Chemicals, I know, has a website, but the place that I get it from will ship, you know.
Okay, yeah. So it looks like they have mgchemicals.com. I'll have to try them out.
Yeah.
And I wonder if I'll have to see. Oh, they don't have it. They have it. So they're basically a wholesaler. It looks like.
It's an electronics store. So
Okay.
you need a resistor, you need a capacitor, you need a Raspberry Pi, you need a webcam, you need a special
Yeah.
cable, a
So if
connector.
you guys
They
are
got
looking
it.
to chat with him,
And they
you might
sell.
wanna go
I
over to
actually
their channel.
walked in
I'm gonna
there
kill the feed,
and
but
walked out
unless
with,
you guys want me to
with the
keep this on.
Monoprice Maker Select version 2.
I'm going to pop the chat out here because I just realized I'm like kind of missing some of the stuff. Because Country 3D, he said 3D Solutech is his go-to.
Okay.
I have to say, I've had a really good experience with 3D Solutech. I've printed many rolls from them. Just to give you an idea of the volume I've handled in terms of filament, I've bought over 560 rolls of inland in a year. So
Wow.
I've got a pretty good sample size of if their stuff works.
Right.
But yeah, I think I've printed at least maybe 24 rolls of 3D Solutech. Their stuff is pretty good. You can get them on Amazon. Their pricing's good too. Neary's recommends if you can remember, I can't remember the name. It's like 3D something. It was that purple. He recommends this. He's got this link to this beautiful purple filament. And I'm excited to try that out because it's a US made company and it wasn't that expensive. So yeah,
I've been
that
printing a lot of
was,
Tesla because he sent me a bunch of filaments. So
I keep hearing that name pop up because they're out of Israel, aren't they?
yes,
Yeah.
and he loves
Yeah,
my
3D
channel.
racks.
So
Yeah, 3D racks is the stuff I was talking about. 3D racks,
Okay.
purple haze. That's beautiful color. I bought it for my wife.
Hey guys, we're gonna jump over.
to
I'm gonna
print.
jump over
I built her
and join their
a
feed. So
duplicator i3
I'll talk to
Mini.
you guys later. And thanks for watching, everyone.
I put a Titan extruder on there because it's way